Hey.
Hello.
I'm Jason.
I'm Nick, and this is another episode of JNJweekly.
Weekly, okay. So today we have for you the top 5 creepypastas. Nick, do you know what a creepypasta is?
It's a piece of pasta that's shaped into a scary face, right?
That was so funny. But honestly, do you know what it is?
Yeah, I know what it is. It's like a story about something scary. Like
An online scary story. And some of them are actually extremely well written, well thought out, and creative. They are found on both Creepypasta Wiki and Creepypasta.com. I do advise you check out those sites. Links will be in the description, as will a link to Mr. Creepypasta, a YouTuber who reads both creepypastas and scary stories. He does good voices and there's good music in the background. Now, number 1 on our list is the story Strangers. Nick,
number
do you know?
1, number 5.
Number 5 on our list is the story Strangers. Nick, do you have any idea what that is? I did not think you would. It's a very long story that's basically about this guy who's being followed by these guys that are in all black suits. And he basically notices that and starts to follow them instead. And then it turns out that there's this whole like interconnected multiple alternate universe things. And it sounds kind of weird, I know. But if you read through it, it's kind of long. It's not that scary, but it's very interesting. And I honestly advise you read it. Any comments on that, Nick?
No.
No questions?
I was very confused by how he started following them, and then
Like he followed them around, like
how
they were on public transport. They were on trains.
Yeah, but if
they
were following him, how was he following?
He just noticed them around, and he started following this one who'd be on the train every day. And then next thing he knew, he stayed on the train with it the entire time. And then he ended up going to all these weird alternate universe things. It was very interesting. Number 4 on our list, No End House. Nick.
I have listened to someone read it. Either
Mr.
it was
Creepypasta.
Mr. Creepypasta.
I showed it to him.
Yeah.
So basically, do you remember anything about it, Nick?
So this guy goes to this house, and like it's a haunted house, right? Kind of.
Well, it's like it was supposed to be like a setup party haunted house, yeah.
And there's like a bunch of like floors, you could say,
Rooms.
like rooms. Like there's a forest one, right?
Well, they start out like cheap Halloween knockoff things, like he walked into the first room and it's just like a spinning bat on like the chandelier or something like that, and he's like, this will be easy, because the whole point is it's a challenge to get through all the rooms. And if you get through all the rooms, you get $500.
Is this the one where it's like the steps, and he keeps?
No. That's a different one.
Oh,
That's a different one. Alright. Yeah. And basically, each room he goes into has a different thing, and they get progressively weirder and weirder and weirder. And then there's a really good twist ending at the end that I
never got to it. I fell asleep.
He fell asleep. It's a really long list, and it's not that long of a read, though. Number 3 on our list. The Rake. Now, you might recognize the Rake from various like Slenderman YouTube things across the internet. He's a pretty popular creepypasta, etc., who's very tightly tied into the Slenderman mythos. Nick, have you heard of the Rake before? I didn't think you would have. So basically, the Rake is this all-white dog-like creature that's also bipedal and human-like. I'd say it's kind of a mix between odd-looking dog and a human. And it lives in the woods and kills people, basically.
Does it stand on its hind legs?
I think it can stand on its hind legs and its all fours.
Wait, so it lives in the woods, you said?
Primarily, in most stories,
So, does it kill the people who go into, like, hiking?
Yeah. But, I mean, the way the story on the website is written is basically the Rake has various historical accounts. Like, it will say, like, Captain's Log. You know what I mean? You don't know what a captain's log is?
No.
When you're a captain of a ship and Kylie just walks into the room while we're recording, you basically keep a log of everything that happens. And you say, like, yesterday, 5 a.m., I landed on America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, and he tells the story of the ship in case, like, they wreck and they can find the captain's log. Kylie, can you close the door? What are you doing?
Mom told me to ask Nick something.
What? Ask him.
Are you going to have dinner with us? We're having tacos.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll cut that part out.
Tacos are yummy.
We'll clip that part out or something.
Maybe not.
Okay, fine. Okay, so Where was that? The Rake, yeah. So there's Captain's Log, I remember was one of them, and then slowly there's like more and more reports of it, and then finally it goes into a story about this guy who's getting stalked by the Rake, and he kills his kids, gets away, etc. Now, number 4, Sandman. This was a pasta of the month a few months ago, and Nick, do you know what a pasta of the month is?
Well, using my
deductive reasoning?
Yeah, deductive reasoning. So, pasta of the month is probably like the best rated creepypasta of that month.
Well, actually, there's like a compilation of a bunch of highly regarded creepypastas, and then they all get voted on monthly, and then basically they all get moved up eventually. So Sandman actually was very complicated. Basically, this guy gets he sees this thing called the Sandman near his child while it's sleeping, basically. And
What does a Sandman look like?
It was like a faceless, not like Slenderman faceless. By the way, I just want to point a little thing out about Slenderman here. The reason he's not on here is because Slenderman was not originally creepypasta. He was an art project on deviantart.com, and he was made into many very crappy creepypastas. There's a few good ones, but majority were crappy. Anyways, Sandman. Yeah, he was like a very nothing, basically. Like, he was very lacking in everything, basically. And slowly the dad noticed the kid started to lose its body parts, and the Sandman was actually taking him, because he'd hear in like the middle of the night like movement, and the kid would cry, and he'd go in.
Body parts?
Yeah, exactly. And he was starting, he might have actually been going insane. You don't know while you're reading the story. And like at the very end, he sees the Sandman, and it has almost all of the kid's body parts. And it ends up being like he made this deal with it a long time ago. Very weird ending. You'd like it though. You should watch or read it. Listen to it. I think Mr. Creepypasta did it. You can check on his channel if you'd like. Number 1.
But wait, so we're promoting his channel, but he's not promoting us?
Well, he's pretty big. He has like 1 million subscribers or something like that.
We have 22.
Subscribe and like. Number 1. Candle Cove. This makes it to almost all of the number 1s of Creepypasta lists, if you've watched a lot of them like I have, due to the amazing twist ending at the end. Basically what it centers around is this television show that this guy is trying to find out. He remembers it from his childhood. It was called Candle Cove. It was about like these puppets with pirates and stuff. And the more he remembers about it, the more screwed up it was. And he goes on this blog that he made or something like that, and he starts, or forum I think, and he starts commenting at other people, and they were all like, oh yeah, I remember that show. Then they were all having these conversations about it, and then I'm not going to spoil it for you.
I want it to be spoiled.
Okay, fine. I'm going to spoil it for you. So basically at the end, after like all of this stuff where he's researching and stuff, he taught, and it's all in the format of forum posts, I'm pretty sure. Or the majority of it is. Then at the very end, he was talking to his mom, and she was like, oh yeah, you used to love your Candle Cove. You would just stare at the white noise on the TV.
That's what the show was?
Yeah, but other people had seen it too. It's more intense when you read it. That's why it's not very well traversed over the screen. Mm-hmm. An other honorable mention, in my opinion, that we could put on here is The Egg, which I'd put there. And The Egg is this kind of story about basically this guy dies, and it turns out that reincarnation is real, and he relives like he is every single person on the earth. And after you die, you relive their life, his life, like he lives another life, and eventually he's lived every single person's life on earth, and then he ascends into like the next world or something like that. And I think that's a very good, deep one.
Sounds interesting.
Any input on anything, Nick?
Not really. I don't think creepypastas are really my kind of thing,
Well, I advise you guys to read them, especially if you like scary stories, scary movies like I do. Like, subscribe, comment, rate, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your uncle, tell your cousin, tell your bisexual cousin. Throwback.
That was our first video, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's the end of the video.
Thanks for watching.
See you later.